Hello there everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for another video. I hope you love edge to edge shaker cards because I've got one for you today, but I'm also going to share a fun technique with you where I mix embossing folders and stencils together to create a really cool layered background. And in addition to all of that fun, I also have a special die that I'm using in my video today. This beautiful little happy birthday present that is in the middle of my card is a free gift available over at Simon Says Stamp right now for a limited time only. It was designed by Gina Designs and it is available only at Simon Says Stamp with purchases of $25 or more of Gina Designs branded products. I have a link down in the video description and over on my blog to the Simon Says Stamp store and the Gina collection at Simon Says Stamp, so that way you can easily find her brand of products over at Simon. This free gift is available for a limited time only while supplies last, so if it does run out, it is not a die that's going to be available for purchase. It's a gift only. But if you miss out on this fun little present, you could easily swap out the die image for a different die. So bear that in mind as you're watching this video. This present could be replaced with any other shape that you want. So this technique is really versatile for a lot of different cards. But I will show you the free gift die here. This is the happy birthday present die. It's adorable. It's a really nice size. It fits on an A2 card really well, and it cuts the entire image out all as one piece. In addition to that die, I'm also going to be using the Shimmering Starfall embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp to emboss a background. I have chosen a selection of Simon Says Stamp positively saturated ink colors. You can pause the screen here to be able to see all of them. I have them linked below in the video description as well, but we're going to use all of these colors to do a rainbow background. I'm picking out bubblegum first, and I'm going to start in the top right corner of my paper. I'm only doing about a third of that side of the paper to start, and then I'm going to transition to melon. So that orange color is going to take up another third of the paper, and then finally I will add yellow down along the bottom. So we have half of our sheet of paper covered with that ink. Then I'm going to switch over to the other side and color the paper with 3 more shades of ink. I've got Spring, Surf, and then finally I'll come through with Heather. So these beautiful colors are creating a really nice rainbow around my project, which I think is really fun. This is a really great base to start off with, and it would be a great background as it is, but I'm going to step it up by adding a little bit of stenciling on top, and we're going to do some tone-on-tone stenciling. Tone-on-tone stenciling is where you take the same colors of ink and apply it over top of an area that you just blended. So I'm putting this Mix and Match Circles stencil onto my paper, which is sitting on top of Simon Says Stamp's Craft Tacky Mat. This Craft Tacky Mat is holding both the paper and the stencil in place as I work with it. Then I'm coming back through and going over those same areas with the same colors of inks, so that way I have a soft bit of color over top of those blended areas. So that gives us a little bit of a darker yellow on top of the yellow background, and then orange, pink, purple, blue, and green. I am using a slightly heavier hand for this layer, just so that way I make sure I get a heavy enough of an application of ink on my paper so that you'll see that stenciling. See how that creates such a soft background, and it's super pretty. We're going to now take this and put it inside of our embossing folder. This is where it's so much fun because you get to mix these two pieces together to create a really cool layered effect. So I'm using this Starfall design, which looks so fun. It looks kind of like stars falling across this background like little sprinkles. It's really pretty, and it adds some great dimension to this soft background. I am playing with the Lisa Horton wax here. This is the Ice White Gold. This is such a fun medium to apply over top of your embossed backgrounds because it catches on the raised surfaces of your paper as you burnish this wax over top of the embossing. So as I apply this wax with my finger onto the paper, those stars are catching that wax. Once I have covered the paper, then that's going to leave me with this pretty shimmery color over top of our stenciling. Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to turn this into an edge-to-edge shaker. You could leave this background as is and put your present right on top. However, I always like to make a shaker whenever possible. So this is going to allow me to fill this with a bunch of sequins. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making the pocket for my sequins. I'm taking my paper and I've laid it face down onto a piece of plastic. You can either use some clear plastic that you purchase, or you can use your stamp packaging as a reusable plastic, which is fantastic because it keeps the waste down. But basically you want to add a line of adhesive around all 4 edges of your card panel. Remove the release paper from 3 of those sides. Leave the 4th side intact because you need an area that is open in order for you to fill it with sequins. And then I'm taking my plastic and I'm wrapping it around my card into that adhesive. So this is forming that pocket. And I do trim up the corners of this just to clean them up and make sure everything's nice and flush. So here's our pocket ready to be filled with some fun confetti. I've picked out some stuff that I had in my stash. I had this rainbow mix of confetti that I think I've had for ages, but it's a really pretty mix. Originally, I thought I was going to cut this happy birthday from some gold glitter cardstock, but I ended up changing my mind. You'll see that here in a second. But in addition to those rainbow confetti pieces, I also added some shimmery stars that I thought would look really cute sprinkled in here and go nice with the star background. And then I removed the release paper from that last edge and folded the plastic over it so that way it sandwiches all of my sequins inside this pocket and closes everything up so it's nice and secure. Again, I trimmed up those corners to get everything nice and clean. Then you're just going to shake this up so you can get all those little sequins moving around. I've already cut an A2 card panel with a domed arch die just to make a really pretty window. And then I'm bringing in some matte gold cardstock. This matte gold cardstock is what I'm going to use to cut my birthday present. And I thought this matched really nicely with the style of the card. It was a little less busy than the glitter cardstock, so I was glad I made the decision to change it. But then it's going to get framed up by this nice white panel that has that domed arch cut into it. This is an A2 size card that I'm creating here. So I'm just putting some foam tape on the back side of that domed panel, and I'm putting that on top of my shaker card. So now this panel is ready to have the present adhered to it. I did cut this present 2 more times from some white cardstock because I want to stack these behind my gold piece. I want the gold piece to have a little bit of dimension, but it's very delicate, so I don't want to try to put foam tape behind it. So by stacking a few die cuts behind the main piece, this is going to allow me to get a little bit of that dimension without having to fuss with adhesive. So I'm just using some liquid glue to add onto these white cardstock panels, and then I'm gluing my gold piece on top. And then this I will glue directly onto my shaker card right in the middle with that same craft tacky glue from Simon Says Stamp. The Simon Says Stamp craft tacky glue does dry clear, so if you do have any areas of adhesive that might squish out the sides, you will not see it because it will dry clear, even though it goes down white. So I have my present lined up in the middle of this pretty little shaker card, which is looking so beautiful. I love all the details in the background here. Now I also wanted to frame up the arch that I have as my panel on this card. So I also cut an arch frame with some white glitter cardstock. And I'm just putting that around the inner area of that dome to create that nice framing. So now it's time to add a coordinating sentiment. I'm pulling out these Easy Strip sentiments from Simon Says Stamp and then also the Easy Strips rectangle die. And I'm going to die cut all of these greetings all at once with this die. This is one of the fun things about the Easy Strips collection from Simon Says Stamp is that the Easy Strips die cuts out any of the Easy Strip products all in one pass. So it makes making cards so fast and easy. I get a whole bunch of greetings to choose from all at once, and then I can save all of the extras in my little storage pouch until I'm ready to use them. You can also trim them down a little bit. I did decide I wanted a little bit of that extra black to be trimmed up closer to the greetings, so I went ahead and did that with my scissors. And then using a black pen, I'm just going to go over the white core of the paper. So that way this looks like it's actually made from some black cardstock instead of printed onto white. And then I glued that directly underneath of that happy birthday present. And that's gonna do it. I loved how the sentiment paired up so nicely with the happy birthday greeting, and the word gift really went well with the fact that this is a present die. So I thought that was just so much fun. It'd be a great gift for a friend. So I'm loving how this turned out. It's bright, it's happy, and a really sparkly card with all of the little details from the stenciling and embossing layered together. We've got the beautiful shimmery gold wax that we applied on top of that embossing, and then mixed together with the beautiful star sequins and confetti pieces. There's just a lot going on in that background, but we kept it simple for the rest of the card so that the background really took the center focus of the card with that birthday present. So I hope that you were inspired by this project. Remember that this die that I used here, the happy birthday present, this is a gift with purchase over at Simon Says Stamp. If you purchase $25 or more of Gina K Designs branded products over at Simon. If you miss out on the free gift though, I do hope you'll try the ideas out that I shared here today, because you could easily replace that cute birthday present with a different die cut and still make a beautiful card. So I hope that you were inspired. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so very much. I look forward to seeing you again very soon, but until I do, I hope you have a wonderful day, friends.